human beings are the only species on Earth who have ever nurtured, tended, and honored its frail elders. That is the miracle of human life, right there.
What are you going to be like when you are old?
I would walk into a room and forget why I went in there.
And I can't say, oh God, he's going to die tomorrow. Why should I do anything today? You can't have that attitude.
We do things that nobody else would want to do this job.
Caregiving is calling each other into life, isn't it?
I am doing the right thing. I want her home, giving her the best of care with love.
And thou shalt honor how we care for our aging parents, spouses, and friends.
You got to get dressed.
Harry lives
Arthur Block doesn't remember that his son, Brian, lives just down the street.
Let's get up.
No, I got to rest a while. I'm an old man.
I know you're old, but you know what? You're never too old to take a shower.
I really don't want to take a shower.
Well, you're going to smell. No one's going to want to be near you.
No, it's all right.
One of the things that I had to do was very slowly take everything away. Started with the car, then the money, then the phone. Certain things in his room, I have to be totally controlling. This is my father's closet that I try and keep as controlled as possible. Shirts, shorts. The shorts are same color, solid color, so he can't make any fashion mistakes here. You'll notice that there's no shoes. There's no shoes because if he has shoes, that means he's dressed. That means he's all dressed and he's ready to leave. And so we have to hide his shoes because my father tends to wander. And as I did it, he said to me, "Can you just leave one pair?" And it broke my heart. I took away his shoes.
I'm just happy he's alive, and even if it is, it's not a burden to me, but I know it is to others, and it's not on me as much as it is on my family, because I'm like the youngest and I don't do as much as all them.
It's time for Gladys and Milton to get back to work. Because Gladys can't find affordable daycare, Maddie spends 4 months a year sitting in a KFC while her daughter works. Round and around, Maddie Boykin is passed. But what happens if she becomes too frail to travel? Too frail to sit all day in the KFC? With no in-home, state, or federal programs accessible, Maddie's children face hard choices in the future. Maddie Boykin is not mentally able to comprehend why she is shuttled about. She only knows she is tired of moving.
I just want to be one all the time, but I know that don't work out for the best of them. So I done got used to it going around now.
Maddie Boykin defines honor by putting her own needs aside for the sake of her family. If honoring her children means to be invisible at a KFC, then Maddie will do it. Caregiving leads down many paths. This is one. We live in an age where families are often spread out all over the world. I come from a strong, close-knit Italian-American family outside of Chicago. My mom, who is in her 80s, is, thank God, very healthy and very independent. However, I worry. And while I can tell her not to do things like shovel snow or climb a ladder to prune the fig tree, by not being there, there's only so much I can do. Little differences between family members can be exaggerated by distance.
But she's a very, very resistant person, and she doesn't like this and she doesn't like that and she doesn't like anything different. You can't buy her anything, you can't give her anything. You buy her something, you buy her a television set, she's got to take it back. You buy her a chair, you got to take it back. There's no comfortable chairs in her house. You buy her a candy bar, you got to take it back. I mean, it's like everything. She won't accept anything.
They come when they can. I never measure whether it's often enough or not often enough.
Right.
I take what I get, I accept it graciously.
They come very often, at least one per month.
Alice, I'm doing this, please.
All right. Are there any problems in any relationships in your family?
No.
Of people not anything at all?
No. I am very fortunate. I have a wonderful family. We all get along together. Very fortunate.
We've never gotten along. And we wouldn't still. I have no desire to live in New York whatsoever. I mean, I wouldn't be happy there, and she wouldn't be happy with me around all the time either.
Sal Parada was a soldier in World War II and a journalist for the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner. Recently, Elena discovered her dad could no longer care for himself and his dog. A neighbor adopted the spaniel. Elena found a nearby nursing home for her father. Sal agreed it was time. It wasn't easy. It never is.
Just like the Army. Just like the Army.
You're doing good, though.
I lost my dog.
Well, we'll get you another pet to play with at some point.
Okay.
Love you.
I have been the last person to touch a person before she died. And I don't think anyone should ever die alone. May I come in? That would be a sad thing to happen. She said, Mary, please go and stay with this lady. I think she's dying tonight. And don't let her die alone. Just hold her hand. And that's all I did from about 2 o'clock until 4 in that morning. And 3:59 she died. I was holding her hand. Tears running down my face, and she wasn't related to me. So I'm a caregiver. It's just that simple. Nothing fancy about that.
The students, when they become doctors, are going to be taking care of older people who are disabled. It's important for them in terms of understanding the perspective of an older person who has accumulated some disabilities, what that experience is like.
This is just awful.
Orange soup. I miss all the fun later on if you don't take a nap. I'm just doing this for your own good.
What kind of place is this? You know, I mean, there's kids running around and playing, and there's dogs, and there's cats, and there's birds, and there's gardens and plants, and I want them to be confused. What? This can't be a nursing home. Right. It's an alternative to the nursing home. We believe in the Eden alternative that even the frailest, most demented, most feeble elder can grow. And those words, human growth, nursing home, they've never gone together before, and with the Eden alternative, they can.
What we need to do is to start focusing on caring as opposed to curing. And that just takes a whole different mindset. For young doctors to say, okay, I'm not going to march in there and save this person, but you know, maybe I'm going to try and make this person have the last, you know, years of their lives, be as comfortable, free from pain, and supported by me as they can be. And you know, now sometimes I see a new patient, and I think, you know, I'm going to be there when they die. And that's not any more a bad thing to me, that's actually is one of my goals, is to be there when they die.
Honor is a way of expressing the sacred in a human being.
I just love him. And I think that if the circumstances were reversed, I don't think, and I know it, he would have been there for me.